Hello, my name's Finn Bowman. What you've heard just there is a demo of what I'll be doing in my final project. So let's get on to the first slide. Over the past 11 units I've enrolled in performance and rehearsal. This includes playing abroad on the ferry to the Netherlands and then a coffee shop in Noordwijk itself, which is very interesting. I've collaborated with other students on the course, and I've also enrolled in production and rigging for performances, which I thoroughly enjoy as well. My plan for this final project, like I said before, is to make a concept album. I've wanted to do this for a while, as I think it's quite inventive, as you have to structure the songs different to what you would in a normal album, and everything has to be about one solid concept. The concept I have for this is a bit daft-like, but it's about making this about like a bowl of pasta. So you interpret the music as the spices, and you can do that with genres as well, so it's constantly evolving. For this I also want to engineer it all by myself, which what I've done on them demos. It's all me, as I feel like this will lead on the stronger partnerships in sound engineering in the future, which is what I want to get involved in. This is my research project. It gets more in depth on the next few slides, but this is just a little overview about the primary and secondary research sources. So a piece of primary research that I would do would be undertaking recording something that I have no prior knowledge in. And a secondary piece of research would be reading up on how to record said piece of research via Paul White and the book on basic digital recording, which I found really useful. The advantages of using the primary research would be that I would be able to find it out for myself, and it like gets more ingrained in your head. But disadvantage would be I might not be doing it right. The advantages of using secondary research would be that I perfected it properly and professionally. The disadvantage is that it's not as personal to me as I didn't learn it myself. Another piece of primary research is that I'm looking into the material for the EP. So, like this includes like the tempo of the tracks, the structures, the keys, everything like that, which I like kind of make myself. Whereas secondary research would be looking into concept albums and documentaries and interviews and whatnot, and taking the structures from it. But I think that the advantages of the primary here, which is probably the best option, is that it's personal to me and means a lot more, but it might not relate to others as it's too personal. And the advantages of the secondary research is that I'll be using a formula that's been crafted really well in the past, but it wouldn't be as true to me as what I'd like it to be, because this is a personal project. The problem solving. When creating this project, it is a big possibility that I'll run into problems. So over the next slide, I'll showcase some ones that I anticipate to happen. The first problem that I'm likely to encounter is mistakes when recording either guitar tracks or recording through the microphone. The practical way to resolve this would be like me engineering it myself and discovering how to do it. And the theoretical problem would be looking online or getting books to help me do this. Yet again with the basic digital recording by Paul White. The advantages of using the practical method would be that I've resolved the issue personally and confidently, which makes us feel more proud of myself and more confident in what I'm doing, especially with recording as I'm a bit novice to it. But the disadvantage would be I might not be doing it properly and correctly, and this can lead on to future mistakes, which is what we don't want. The theoretical way, like reading the books and the articles online, that's the advantages of that, is that it would be professionally done, I'd make sure I've done it right. But the disadvantage would be that it's just like it won't be as ingrained in me as what I'd like it to be. Planning and production. During my final project I'll have 6 to 7 weeks roughly to get this all done. So I'm hoping for is to create 4 to 5 songs. Yeah, so like almost a song a week for the EP, and then have a week left over for mastering and a week for publishing to get it out there. So far I don't have an overall timetable of what it'll be like during the final project, so I'm just running with what I have now already, which isn't ideal as I want 4 days a week rather than 3, but it is what it is. So a lot of the departments I plan on doing EPs as well, and recording some of the book studio time prior to the date of the final project where it starts. I'm going to book it in extra time as well, so days when I'm off. Practical skills. For this project, the main practical elements I need is really like sound and audio engineering and songwriting. There's certain skills I should apprehend, such as like structuring songs, like I mentioned earlier, and looking more into the engineering sides to see recording bass and guitar, similar instruments but different methods. I'll show examples down below. Previous examples of using these processes is last year when my band created an EP, not recorded. We only made about 3 to 4 songs, but I'll use some examples here. We have a song called the 2-chord song, which only involves 2 chords, so it's very simple, but contrasts highly to like this bizarre tune we have called the Scary Song, in which I plug my guitar backwards into the wah, and you press it down and it goes like, and you can control like, the volume using the tone. Sounds really stupid, but it's great. Another piece would be, earlier in the year we recorded a song called Crazy Paving, in which I helped Toby set up the vocal mic and the booth. I got Josh's bass parts right. His bass parts, his bass tones. I perfected my guitar tones, and I helped Toby do like the overall mastering. As well as this, we also recorded the video for it, which I edited on Final Cut Pro. All this has nothing to do with what I'm currently doing, it's just a key bit of information I have. My evaluation and reflection. During my final project, I'll evaluate and reflect daily and weekly. This is like the same method I did last year on the final project then. Doing this, like, keeps you on track with everything you're doing. You're not slacking or falling behind, which I think is very important during this. I'll keep up to date, like I said before, of evidence, make sure it doesn't slip away. When documenting changes through this, I find it best to do it through video or vlogging, as I'm probably show and describe what I'm talking about. The final evaluation will stick to the stated aims of my project. I'll reflect on good and bad and give an unbiased opinion on my final product. Thank you.